Hello dear students, in today's session I am going to give you the line by line explanation of the poem Skimbleshanks the Railway Cat written by T.S. Eliot. Before starting today's explanation, let us just read a little bit about the poet. Eliot wrote the cat poems in the 1930s and included them under his assumed name Old Possum in letters to his godchildren. Eliot loved cats. This is important. He was a cat man. He loved cats and owned many cats during his life. He was fond of giving them peculiar names such as Jelly, Lorem, Petty Paws, Whiskers and George Pushdragon. Skimbleshanks is a character in Andrew Lloyd Webber's 1981 musical Cats, which is based on Eliot's book. The character is portrayed as a bright and energetic orange tabby cat who lives and works on the night mails. This section is important. Skimbleshanks the Railway Cat. Appropriateness of the title. The title is appropriate. This poem clearly hints that the poem is about a cat Skimbleshanks who travels with other passengers on the night mail. Skimbleshanks the cat is personified और ये figure of speech personification यहाँ पे क्यों यूज किया गया है? क्योंकि Skimbleshanks को यहाँ पे human qualities दिया गया है. Skimbleshanks इस poem का protagonist है. And what is the style of this poem? Narrative poem number 1. It tells a story, and number 2, descriptive poem. It describes the main character, Skimbleshanks. There's a whisper down the line at 11:39 when the night mail's ready to depart. 11:39 रात के 11:39 बजे हैं और सारे पैसेंजर्स अपने आप में ही फुसफुसा रहे हैं. ट्रेन स्टेशन पे खड़ी है मगर ट्रेन छूट नहीं रही है. क्यों? Because everyone is waiting for Skimbleshanks. At 11:39, the night mail is ready to depart. There's a whisper, murmuring and confusion which imparts a feeling of restlessness. Everyone wants to know the whereabouts of Skimble and they ask whether he has gone to hunt the thimble. Hunt the thimble का मतलब क्या है? Hunt the Thimble is a children's game in which the players look for a hidden thimble. They are waiting for him because they cannot start the journey without him. अगर Skimble नहीं आया तो ये ट्रेन नहीं छूटेगी स्टेशन से. We must find him or the train can't start. The train will not depart. This is the reason. He is the one who has to give the green signal. तभी ट्रेन स्टेशन से छूटेगी. All the guards and all the porters and the station master's daughters, they are searching high and low. Guards, porters, station masters, these terms are associated with train journey. They are searching high and low. They are searching everywhere, saying, Skimble, where is Skimble? For unless he is very nimble, quick and fast, then the night mail just can't go. Everyone is searching frantically, madly for Skimble. And the night mail will not be able to depart unless Skimble is quick and fast. At 11:42, then the signal's nearly due and the passengers are frantic to a man, then Skimble will appear and he will saunter to the rear. He's been busy in the luggage van. What is the meaning of frantic? Distraught with anxiety. सब लोग टेंशन में थे. उन्हें कहीं जाना था. अगर ये ट्रेन टाइम पे नहीं छूटेगी स्टेशन से तो उन्हें लेट हो सकता है और वो अपने डेस्टिनेशन में नहीं पहुंच सकते हैं. इसीलिए सारे लोग anxious थे. What is the meaning of saunter? Walk in a slow, relaxed manner. Skimble sauntered and he was busy in the luggage van. At 11:42, when the signal is nearly due, there is chaos amidst the passengers. Skimble will appear walking in a slow and relaxed way from the luggage van. वो कोई hunting the thimble नहीं खेल रहा था. वो अपना टाइम वेस्ट नहीं कर रहा था. वो कहाँ पे था? He was busy in the luggage van. Skimble जो है अपना काम खत्म करके in a relaxed way slowly वहाँ पे पहुँच जाता है. This shows that Skimble was actually not wasting his time in playing hunt the thimble. He was busy in the luggage van. He gives one flash of his glass green eyes, the color of his eyes, and the signal goes all clear, and we are off at last for the northern part of the northern hemisphere. The train heads towards north of the northern hemisphere. This is hyperbole. Figure of speech is hyperbole. And what is hyperbole? Exaggeration. How can the train go to the North Pole, north of the northern hemisphere? This is an exaggeration that the train goes to the northernmost part of Britain. He gives a confident look with his glass green eyes and the signal goes all clear. The train is set for the northern part of the northern hemisphere. Skimble शायद बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट है ट्रेन में. वो नहीं आया तो ट्रेन नहीं छूट रही थी. वो आया and he gives one flash of his glass green eyes and the train is ready to depart. Signal goes all clear. He is so important. He gives one flash of his glass green eyes. Gives glass green eyes. Figure of speech is alliteration. And there are other examples of alliteration as well in the poem. So try to find out the examples of alliteration and do comment in the comment section. You may say that by and large it is Skimble who is in charge of the sleeping car express. You cannot deny the fact that Skimble is the whole and sole authority and he administers it to the best of his capacity throughout the journey. Whenever you open your eyes or wherever the train stops, you will find Skimble somewhere on the train or out on the platform. He is given the roles of a supervisor, station master's friend or a patrolling police officer. He is present everywhere. From the driver and the guards to the bagmen playing cards, he will supervise them all more or less. Down the corridor, he paces and examines all the faces of the travelers in the first and third. He moves. He goes to the first class compartments. He moves to the third class compartments. He does not discriminate between the first class and the second class. Again, as a figure of authority, he is concerned about the welfare of everyone, be it the passengers of the first class or the passengers of the second class. He wants to ensure the safety and security of everyone. Journey comfortable हो. यही Skimbleshanks का लुकआउट है. वो किसी के बीच में कोई भेदभाव नहीं करता है. He establishes control by a regular patrol. And he takes regular rounds and he keeps a sharp vigil. And he would know at once if anything occurred. चाहे कहीं पे कुछ भी हो जाए, Skimbleshanks को ये ठीक पता चल ही जाता है और Skimbleshanks वहाँ पे immediately पहुँच जाता है और वो सिचुएशन को अपने कंट्रोल में ले लेता है. He is so alert. He will watch you without winking. Will watch without winking. Example of alliteration. And he sees what you are thinking. Skimbleshanks is intelligent. He is observant and he is also a shrewd judge of character. You cannot deceive Skimbleshanks. And it's certain that he doesn't approve of hilarity and riot. Hilarity, merrymaking. So the folk are very quiet. The people on board are very quiet. What kind of atmosphere is there inside the train? Calm atmosphere. When Skimble is about and on the move, when Skimble goes up and down the train, there is calmness all around. He makes sure that the passengers have a comfortable journey. He ensures the safety and security of the passengers. He also makes sure that the passengers have a comfortable journey. अगर कोई ग्रुप मस्ती मजाक कर रहा है रात में और दूसरे लोग सो नहीं पा रहे हैं, तो ये क्या होगा? इसका क्या मतलब है? ट्रेन जर्नी कंफर्टेबल नहीं है। मगर स्किम्बल ये अलाउ नहीं करता। सारे लोग चुपचाप रात को सो जाते हैं और एक दूसरे को डिस्टर्ब नहीं करते हैं। मस्ती मजाक, गाना बजाना ये सब नहीं करते हैं। और वो क्यों? बिकॉज ऑफ स्किम्बल। स्किम्बल इज अगेन अ फिगर ऑफ authority in complete control of the situation. You can play no pranks with Skimble Shanks. No one can dare to do that. He is a cat that cannot be ignored. He plays a very important role in the train. When Skimble is around, no one can fool him, and his power and authority cannot be denied, because in his presence all are safe and sound. Nothing can go amiss when he is around and on duty. Such is Skimble's aura. Such is Skimble's personality. Dutifulness of Skimble Shanks. He has a very imposing personality, as a result of which everyone is scared of Skimble Shanks. Oh, it's very pleasant when you have found your little den. Here it means railway coop or cabin. With your name written up on the door with written alliteration, and the berth is very neat with a newly folded sheet. Neat with a newly, again alliteration. It is a cozy feeling when you reach your berths which have your names written up on the door, and the warmth of the berth makes the passenger feel well cared. The berth is spick and span, neat and tidy with a newly folded sheet. There is cleanliness because you cannot spot a speck of dust on the floor. There's not a speck of dust on the floor. There is every sort of light. You can make it bright, dark or bright. There's a handle that you turn to make a breeze. So these are the facilities provided by the train. These are the facilities which make the train journey comfortable. There's a funny little basin you are supposed to wash your face in, and a crank to shut the window if you sneeze. What is a crank? A crank is a handle. The lights can be dimmed or made bright according to your preference. And there's a handle, fan, which if turned makes the place cool and breezy. All your comforts are taken into consideration to make your journey comfortable, to ensure that you feel at home. There's a funny little basin. There's a weird small sized basin which can be used to wash up and clean your face. And there is also a crank which helps to shut the window if you wish to. When you feel cold and you fear you may start sneezing due to the cold. सारी सुविधाएं इस ट्रेन में मौजूद है और पैसेंजर्स एक कंफर्टेबल जर्नी एंजॉय करते हैं. Then the guard looks in politely. See, politely. Everyone is so cooperative and polite in this train. क्यों? क्योंकि इस ट्रेन में कौन है? Skimble Shanks है. Skimble Shanks is omnipresent. He is present everywhere, and everyone performs his duty really diligently. Do you like your morning tea weak or strong? The guard will ask you your preference regarding the morning tea. आप चाय वीक लेंगे या strong पिएंगे? But Skimble's just behind him and was ready to remind him, for Skimble won't let anything go wrong. अगर ये गार्ड ये क्वेश्चन ना करता फिर भी Skimble Shanks उसके पीछे था और Skimble Shanks was ready to remind him. Skimble won't let anything go wrong. Again, Skimble is a perfectionist. And when you creep into your cozy berth, creep, cozy, Again, alliteration. And pull up the counter pane. You ought to reflect that it's very nice to know that you won't be bothered by mice. You can leave all that to the railway cat, the cat of the railway train. Now, what is the meaning of counter pane? A decorative bed cover. And when you slide into the cozy berth of yours and pull up the counter pane to cover yourself, you can be rest assured that you will not be disturbed, not even by the mice, as the railway cat is vigilant and watchful while you sleep peacefully, and he will not allow anything to disturb the sleep of the passengers. In the watches of the night, he is always fresh and bright. During the dark hours of the night, our supervisor is on the move taking rounds as he feels he is accountable for the safety of all the passengers. Fresh and bright, always fresh and bright. You will never see him tired and lazy. You can never catch him unaware or drowsy, and to keep himself alert, वो क्या करता है? Every now and then he has a cup of tea which is infused with maybe some scotch, a brand of whiskey to stay awake. Every now and then he has a cup of tea with perhaps a drop of scotch while he is keeping on the watch, only stopping here and there to catch a flea. He takes care of almost everything, even the fleas which might disturb you. Now, a flea is a parasitic insect that is very quick on its feet and very difficult to catch. But Skimble catches the flea and gets rid of the inconvenience it would have caused to the passengers. You were fast asleep at Crewe. The journey was so comfortable that you fell fast asleep, and so you never knew that he was walking up and down the station. Passengers बहुत जल्द Crewe में ही सो गए और वो इतनी गहरी नींद में थे कि उन्हें पता ही नहीं चला कि Skimbleshanks was walking up and down the station. You were sleeping. They were so comfortable. They did not wake up. All the while, passengers were sleeping, but Skimbleshanks was busy at Carlisle. He was doing his duty at Carlisle, where he greets the station master with elation, with delight and excitement. He was friendly to everyone. Although he had a towering personality, he had an intimidating personality, he greeted everyone. Nobody had any complaints with Skimbleshanks. He was polite, he was humble, and he greets the station master with elation. But you saw him at Dumfries, where he speaks to the police if there's anything they ought to know about. And he also gives necessary information to the police. And when you get to Gallowgate, this is the journey. These are the places where the train stops. When you get to Gallowgate, there you do not have to wait. Why? For Skimbleshanks will help you to get out. He is again so alert that he will at once come to you. He is so helpful that he will help you to get out. He gives you a wave of his long brown tail which says, I will see you again. He gives you a wave of his long brown tail and says, I will see you again, indicating the fact that the journey will be a memorable one. So, you will always want to travel by the midnight mail and have the cat as your protector. He is dependable. Very courteously, he appears right in front of the passengers, bidding them away. And he ensures that he will take the passengers through a safe journey to your destination with no worries. The poet describes the importance and significance of Skimbleshanks and portrays him as a responsible supervisor and a dictator who gets things done the way he wants to be in an impeccable manner. कोई गड़बड़ नहीं, in an impeccable manner. You will meet without fail on the midnight mail. Passengers, सारे passengers फिर से मिडनाइट मेल में ही ट्रैवल करना प्रेफर करेंगे because of the cat of the railway train. Apparently, the poem is an obvious fantasy. It is a poem based on imagination since it is impossible for cats to drink tea or report problems to the police. But what is the deeper meaning of this poem? The poem is not just an obvious fantasy. It is a metaphor that describes people who are perfectionists and who want everything to be organized by using cats. Perfection is the most important theme in this poem since Kimball Shanks is obsessed with perfection and is extremely well organized. Even though he is a cat, he is the reason behind the perfect and smooth running of the night mail. The train is a night train from London to Scotland across the length of Britain. Luxury on board the train, another theme of this poem. Now the passengers want a quiet and comfortable journey. All of this is ensured by Kimball Shanks. The cabins are comfortable and clean, and the cabins have operative lights that could be made dim or bright. The cabin boasts of a fan, a wash basin, handle for the window. In many public transport vehicles, all of these are either absent or broken or inoperative. And the guards are also polite and they look after the preferences of the passengers. So luxury on board the train, another theme of this poem. Expectations from a figure of authority, theme number 3. So these are the important aspects which you must know about this poem. We already know that Kimball Shanks stands for an authority figure who is indispensable in the functioning of a machinery. And here the machinery is the train. In the beginning, everyone doubt him. They want to know if he has gone to hunt the thimble. But soon he appears, and he appears to be a figure of reassurance. Everyone is confident when he is around. Normally cats are seen as lazy and laid back. But Kimball Shanks जो है एक working cat है. He is always on the move, making himself thus indispensable in the functioning of the train. And the train symbolizes number 1, predictability, number 2, regularity, number 3, comfort, all of which are implemented by the railway cat Kimball Shanks. Dear students, this is the end of today's session.